We've got some more stuff for you, everyone. This is Acid Roots. We're going to talk about Violent J, and he has a solo record out, and this is The Shiny. If you don't know about this, it was kind of on the side, but really, I'm glad he did it. It's this kind of, these guys drop so many records. I think they're on like their 12th, something like that. They've had a bunch of CDs, ICP has, and both Shaggy 2 Dope and Violent J have dropped solo albums. It's been almost 10 years since 2 Dope has dropped one, but we do get some good stuff on this record. It's not quite a perfect record, but it's definitely something you should check out as usual. I do recommend it, and so the thing about this release is I wanted to make sure I liked it. I haven't listened to it day in and day out, and I want to make sure that I like it, and then I'll start to listen to the lyrics. But from what I've heard, I could definitely say that this is going to be something that's a worthwhile release. So I'm proud of it. And, obviously these sorts of records are really good for some nighttime fun. There's not necessarily like definitive radio songs as usual, but there is like some stuff that you can sit back and enjoy too. Pretty much, I mean, if you're thinking, well, hey, it's June, hey, it's April, this is going to be some good stuff. And not only that, but I mean, really, just if you just like to hotbox the car or something like that, this is going to be good stuff to it. It's really days type music. That's the thing. It's as if you're always in a trance when you listen to ICP, and that's one of the main things I like about them, is that you get that music that makes you unfocused. So we will talk about if you can smoke to it, and the answer is yes, you can. I really liked Candyland, 14-Year-Old, Home Invasion, and Fight Club. Those are some ones that I would smoke to. And, there's 14 songs on here. Really, there should be more smoking songs, but we'll get to the weaknesses of the release. So another one is For the Hoes. That's a good one. But the production, seeing as I like 7 songs out of 14, the main problem is just they do not necessarily fit. I understand that Violent J is capable of the atmosphere because it was him that kind of put me on to that atmosphere to begin with. So prior to that, it was just like your standard Big Sean or Wiz Khalifa record, but obviously this atmosphere is good, but I just don't understand why we don't have continuous songs in the atmosphere. It feels as if he's trying to add new things to it, so he's not just talking about the same things over and over. But the problem is when you experiment, not every single thing is going to work. So I know he probably knew what he was doing, but it just didn't turn out that well because some of the songs like Jealousy and Faster and Let It Go, they just didn't quite have as good of an atmosphere as some of the better songs. But the unheard songs that I'm getting ready to mention are the ones that had the best production, and I'll talk about them. So they are, I like 7 songs: Fight Club, Candyland, 14-year-old, I Get Mad, I think, yeah, Home Invasion, For the Hose, and Pyromaniac. Now, if you pay attention to all of these, they're all pretty manic. Really, it just feels as if he has something he has to vent, and it's a good thing. It's not necessarily about just getting something off your chest. It just happens that I want you to know that I don't think correctly, and you're just going to look inside my thoughts. That's all it is. When people say, oh, I don't like that, all it is just peering into the mind of a lunatic. That's really all it seems like ICP is to me, which is why I like them, because I don't know if you get tired of people saying, well, I'm going to get married and I'm going to, wear a suit for the rest of my life, and, just standard face value thoughts. It's interesting to have some of this, but that's not the only reason I like them. So yeah, I recommend this release, but not by a landslide. And I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 because, 7 out of 14 is not necessarily that good, but I do like this more than normal. So that's just how it is. I would give it a higher score if there were just more songs that had the punch of the songs I mentioned to you. And I know he has the ideas to do it. There's probably like some unheard songs on there that just, some unreleased songs that just didn't quite make the cut. But, it's been 6 years since he's dropped an album, but he's done a lot of stuff. There's also Dark Lotus, too. So, you got some more ICP, things like that. Is this album social? I'm going to give it a 5 social just because, really, there's not enough songs to last an entire night. And really, there's some good stuff on here. I guess, you could up the score because they do have replayability. So you're not just going to listen to a song once, which is a plus. It's not necessarily that or not, you're going to listen to it once, never want to hear it again, and be content with only hearing it once. So I'll give it a 6.5 social, but we needed like more. That's the thing. The record's not perfect, but it's definitely good for what it is. So, alright, subscribe for more fun. I give it a 6 and a 6.5 social. This is Violent J's The Shining.